00 clock and 0 seconds. Have you ever felt like anxiety controls you, trapping you in an endless cycle of worries? What if? I told you there's an ancient teaching that can help you break free from anxiety once and for all. In the next few minutes, you'll discover how a simple yet powerful lesson from the Buddha has helped millions calm their minds and find inner peace. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll have a tool that can transform your life, and anxiety will become a thing of the past. What is an anxiety, and how does it 0 o'clock and 31 seconds? Affect us. Anxiety is one of the most common emotions in modern life. It follows us in our daily routines, at work, in relationships, and even during moments of rest. But did you know, it doesn't have to be this way. For over 2,500 years, the Buddha taught that suffering, including anxiety, is something we can learn to manage and overcome. In this video, I'll guide you through a Buddhist teaching that can completely change how you face anxiety, whether anxiety has affected you for a long time or only overwhelms you. 0 or 1 and 6 seconds. Occasionally, these lessons apply to any situation. Through meditation, mindfulness, and a deep understanding of Buddhist principles, you'll see how anxiety can transform into calm and mental clarity. This isn't about eliminating worries entirely, but learning to coexist with them wisely without letting them control your life. The power to achieve this lies in your mind, and in the next few minutes, you'll discover how to unlock it. Before we continue, if you're interested in learning more about how Buddhist teachings can help you live a 0 or 1 and find our teachings, let's help you develop a 0 or 1 and 39 seconds calmer, more balanced life. Subscribe to this channel here. We share meditation techniques, mindfulness practices, and ancient wisdom to help you transform your mind and find inner peace. Click the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos, all designed to improve your well-being. Now, let's get back to the topic at hand, the origin of anxiety. According to Buddhism, Buddhism teaches that the root of anxiety and suffering in general, 0, 2, and 14 seconds, comes from attachment. Attachment to material things, people, ideas, and even our own expectations. Creates tension and suffering when they're unmet or when we fear losing them. This attachment keeps us in a constant state of worry about what we have or what we think we need. Often, anxiety stems from the fear of losing something we value or not getting what we desire. The Buddha identified this cycle in the Four Noble Truths, where suffering and the anxiety that accompanies it has a cause, but it can also have an end if we understand its 0 or 2 and 50 seconds. Origin anxiety isn't an external phenomenon, but an internal response conditioned by our minds. Its source lies in our attachment and aversion. We cling to what we believe will make us happy and reject what causes discomfort. This constant back and forth keeps anxiety alive. A key Buddhist teaching is that everything is impermanent. The things we own, the relationships we build, and even our emotions are all temporary. Yet our minds cling to the idea that we must keep everything under control, holding on to 0 or 3 and 23 seconds, what makes us happy, and avoiding what causes pain. This attachment is what chains us to angshiri. By learning to observe life through the lens of impermanence, we can begin to let go of these attachments, and with them, the anxiety. The teaching of non-attachment doesn't mean giving up everything, but learning to relate to the world more freely without being dominated by fear or desire. In this chapter, we'll explore how the thoughts and emotions fueling our anxiety are created by our minds, and how we can start freeing ourselves. This creates a cycle of dissatisfaction. When we get what we want, we fear losing it, and when we don't, we feel frustration and anxiety. The key to breaking this cycle is understanding impermanence, a central concept in Buddhism. Everything 0 or 5 and 42 seconds in the world, including our thoughts and Emotions is in constant flux. Nothing lasts forever. Anxiety arises when we cling to the idea that something must be permanent. Whether it's an emotional state, a relationship, or a life situation, when we accept that everything is transient, including our own thoughts and emotions, we begin to free ourselves from the suffering anxiety creates. A classic example of applying non-attachment to anxiety is the practice of non-judgmental observation. Here we observe our thoughts and emotions like 0, 6, and 17 seconds, clouds passing in the sky, clouds come and go, and so do anxious thoughts. We don't need to cling to them or identify with them. When an anxious thought arises, we can acknowledge it without reacting. We simply observe it, and let it pass like a cloud in the sky, beyond non-judgmental observation. The Buddha taught several practices to free ourselves from anxiety, one of the most effective being mindfulness meditation. Mindfulness teaches us to be fully present in the current moment, not dragged away by worries or future zero. 6. And 56 expectations. Anxiety often feeds on what-if scenarios, not what's actually happening right now. Mindfulness starts with something as simple as the breath. Through conscious breathing, we anchor ourselves in the present, distancing ourselves from distracting anxious thoughts. The Buddha taught that by focusing on the breath, we allow the mind to calm and return to the here and now. Each conscious inhale and exhale strengthens our ability to stay present and not be swept away by anxiety. How does this work in everyday life? Imagine 0 or 7 and 25 seconds. Feeling overwhelmed by anxiety, maybe due to work, stress, or an argument. Your mind fills with thoughts like, what if this happens? Or what if I can't handle it? Instead of letting those thoughts take over you, pause and bring your attention to your breath. Inhale deeply, exhale slowly. When you do this, you realize those anxious thoughts are just thoughts. They don't define reality. Unless you give them that power, breathing creates space between you and your thoughts, allowing you to choose not to be ruled by them. Another key teaching for freeing 008 and 0 seconds yourself from anxiety is compassion, not just for others but for yourself. Often anxiety worsens when we're harsh on ourselves, blaming ourselves for feeling bad or not handling situations perfectly. The Buddha taught that compassion is one of the most powerful forces for transforming the mind and heart. When we treat ourselves with kindness, recognizing that anxiety is natural at times, we give ourselves the opportunity to heal and grow. Self-compassion frees us from guilt and self-criticism, creating an inner 0 and 36 seconds environment more conducive to peace. How can you integrate these teachings into daily life? The answer lies in consistent practice. This isn't about overnight change, but small daily actions that bring you closer to a calmer mind. Start by dedicating a few minutes each morning to conscious breathing. Just sitting quietly and observing your breath throughout the day, remind yourself that anxious thoughts are like passing clouds. You don't need to cling to them over time. These practices will become natural. 009 and 10 seconds. You'll notice that while anxious thoughts may still arise, they no longer control you. Your mind becomes stronger, more resilient, and anxiety, instead of being an enemy, becomes a signal to return to your practice. In summary, the Buddha's teaching for freeing yourself from anxiety isn't a quick fix, but an ongoing process of inner transformation through understanding attachment, impermanence, non-judgmental observation, mindfulness, and self-compassion. We dismantle the mental patterns that keep us trapped in anxiety 009 and 45 seconds. By practicing these teachings, we not only reduce anxiety but also cultivate a freer, clear mind, one capable of facing life's challenges with serenity. A meditation technique to reduce anxiety. Meditation is one of Buddhism's most powerful tools for reducing anxiety. Through meditation, you not only calm the mind, but also develop the ability to observe thoughts with detachment without letting them dominate you. In this chapter, I'll guide you through a meditation technique specifically designed to reduce anxiety, 0, 10, and 21 seconds, and show you how to integrate it into daily life for lasting peace. This meditation is based on two core principles: conscious breathing and non-judgmental observation. These are key pillars in Buddhism and are especially useful for calming an anxious mind. The goal isn't to make anxious thoughts disappear, but to change your relationship with them, learning to observe them calmly instead of reacting impulsively. How to practice: find a quiet place where you can sit comfortably. A chair cushion or even lay down is fine. 0, 10, and 55 seconds. Focus on your breath. Inhale deeply through the nose, exhale slowly through the mouth. Observe thoughts like passing clouds. Don't fight them, just let them come, and go practice self-compassion. If anxiety feels overwhelming, gently remind yourself it's okay to feel this way. Return to the breath whenever you get distracted. It's your anchor to the present moment. With regular practice, you'll notice anxiety loses its grip. You'll develop a stronger, more resilient mind, one that can face challenges with clarity and calm. How to apply these 0, 11, and 32-second teachings in daily life meditation and mindfulness are powerful, but their true impact comes when we apply them beyond formal practice in everyday situations where anxiety arises. Key strategies: mindfulness in daily activities, e.g. walking, eating, or even washing dishes, recognizing impermanence, reminding yourself this too shall pass. Self-compassion, being kind to yourself when anxiety strikes. Creating a supportive environment, e.g. a meditation space at home or time in nature. Anxiety is part of the human experience at home. And then, e.g. at meditation space at home or time in nature, anxiety is part of the human chateau problem 10 seconds experience, but it doesn't have to. Define your life with mindfulness, compassion, and a recognition of impermanence. You can cultivate a calmer, more resilient mind. Thank you for joining me on this journey toward inner peace. If this video resonated with you, subscribe for more content on meditation, mindfulness, and Buddhist wisdom. Leave a comment sharing how these teachings helped you. I'd love to hear your experiences. Remember, transformation takes time, but with practice, you'll find greater peace and freedom from anxiety. 0, 12, and 44 seconds. Until next time, keep practicing, stay present, and nurture the